Immediately after the unboxing, we're going to take this rig outside. We're going to hit sand, we're going to hit grass, we're going to hit asphalt, we're going to hit small ramps, and we're going to end up smacking this one over the quarter pipe in the skate park and doing some really big backflips. So find out together with us if it's going to survive. Hey there YouTube, welcome to the channel. And today we got the Arrma Typhon Grom BLX 2 or 3S. So this is actually sort of an updated version of the standard or the first version of the Typhon Grom, which was I believe only 2S, and now it's 2 or 3S capable. And they've done a couple things to the car to make that possible. It's got the Spectrum 2-in-1 ESC, receiver with DSC. So the DSC is actually a stability control system, so it's got a gyro and controls for the gyro built into the remote that comes with the car. They have the metal diffs are installed, as you can see here. They have the metal hexes already in the wheels, which you seem to be stripping. When people brought the version 1 to a 3S, it's delivering so much power you started stripping the hexes. So complete metal drive shaft, so let's just open it up and have a look. Boxed nicely. It seems to have arrived in one piece, so let's get it out. I can't wait to drive this. So first thing, I don't have the version 1, so this is the first time I'm actually holding this little rig. It's sort of a buggy style basher racer kind of a RC car, so actually you could do both depending on how you sort of fit it out, how you set the whole suspension system up, what you do with the wheels. But these wheels are actually sort of terrain wheels. They don't have foam, so we're gonna see how they hold up on 3S. It does seem like they're glued. It feels actually a little bit more heavy than you would expect. Seeing the size, it has a plastic chassis, which I'm very happy with. Arrma usually fits cars with aluminium chassis. You hit something, it bends, and you got a problem. The plastic, of course, it bends back, it flexes. Look, it's got a clipless body, which is just, you can pull something right here, pull it right off. And right inside there we can see, of course, the ESC. We can see the motor. Right here we have the cooling fan. So it does have a fan in there to regulate the temperature. I believe it's sort of on a thermostat, so when it gets too warm it starts to run, and when it's not necessary you'll see that it shuts down. Cooling fins over here on top of the motor, and a few cooling fins also on top of the ESC. This is where we would be putting the battery, which I've also gotten, so we're going to go have a look at the battery in a few seconds. It's a proprietary, if I'm not mistaken, plug for the battery, which sucks because I had to didn't want to swap it around, so I went and bought the Spectrum 1300 battery, the 3S one, so we can immediately run this system to its full potential. We've got the alloy shocks, front, rear with coilovers. We've got the wishbone suspension, front and rear also. As you can see, the car doesn't have a huge ground clearance, so I'm wondering how it's going to react and be chassis slapping really loudly or not. We're going to find it all out very soon. So we got ourselves the Spectrum S100 charger and 65 watt power block combo. So let's have a look. What I'm going to do when I finish this video is I'm immediately going to start charging this battery here in the Netherlands today. It is something like 34 degrees in the part of the Netherlands that we are at, so it is horrible. I just went to pick up the battery, the hobby shop that actually sold me the car, and this charging system for the battery, they forgot to send the battery. So I got that a few days later, which is today. So I just went out a few seconds ago, and I am not going to go back out to run the car in half an hour when I finish charging the battery, because it is stinking hot out there. All right, what do we got in here? The charger. You can select battery type, the charge rate, and start stop. I'm going to try and figure out how that works in a few minutes. I'll let you guys know later, but I think things will show up here on this little display, or this actually tells you how to set it up. Well, we'll see what happens when I plug it in, if it lights up or not. I'll plug it in a minute to show you guys. What else we got in here? We have got a little adapter. The adapter you can hook up to this one, and then it has the right little plug, which is an IC3, and the IC3 then goes into this guy here. We also have a little cable here, USB-C to USB-C, so probably I can just charge this from a USB-C outlet. In the box you will always find this one, little transmitter, feels like it's springy enough, steering rate right here, and the steering trim right here. I hope you guys can see that. Right here you can see that you can actually change the speed settings from 50 to 75 to 100, so it has 3 settings with this little knob right here, and the button right here is the steering reverse. So if it somehow is steering the wrong way, you just flip the switch and it'll start steering right when you actually turn the knob to the right. It has different levels of stability control, so if you actually turn the wheel to the right while it's all on, you can start to cycle through off, or stability control level 1, 2, 3. And 3 of course is the highest level of stability control, and then it'll probably cycle through and go back to 1, which is stability control off. In practice that usually means that if you're going to be racing it and you're using really high speeds like 3S, and there's a lot of little curves and turns and stuff like that, you'd probably be putting it up in the level 2 or 3, so adding on more and more stability control. If you're going to be bashing and you're going to be doing things in the air and you want more air control, so you don't want the stability control to make the car go all wobbly when it gets confused and the car is in the air and in weird angles, then you probably switch it off or maybe go to maximum level 1 stability control. The last thing in the box, and then we've gone all the way through, is of course the manual. Let's see, they have, oh wow, 4 batteries for the transmitter, which you don't really see often, so that's really nice of Arma to put that in for us. And right here, a really cool tool with a little hex also, and this tool you can actually do anything you need to do on the car, is all provided by this one tool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this battery charging. Like I thought, right here you can see it's going to LiPo, then to 2 amps. I think that probably means amps. And then here it'll show you the progress of charging from like 20, 40, 60, 80 to 100% charged. And then these buttons you can use to actually control the settings, like what kind of battery am I going to start to charge. So let's see what happens when I actually put this one in. Sorry, I gotta put this down for a second. And I'm gonna get this one in. Now I've got it all in there, and it seems like it's just starting to charge. So it's on LiPo, you can see that right there. It's on 2A, so I guess that's correct. So we're just going to leave it like that, let it charge. Now it says it's at 40% and charging up to 60%, so I hope you guys can actually see it. Yep, you guys can see it now. And then we're just going to let this one charge for a little bit, and we'll be back in a few seconds. The 1300 mAh 3S LiPo is charged. It was at 40% when I got it out of the box brand new, and took about 15-20 minutes to get it up to 100%. So we are ready to rock and roll. Okay, a little test with the throttle limiter. So right now I've got it set to 50%, full blast. Move it up to 75. You can actually see the tires start to balloon a little bit, and here we go, 100%. Sorry, people with headphones on. glad the tires are still on there. So that was a quick little test of how that works. Now we can also, if I'm correct, yeah, I can show you that it has the stability control. At the moment it's set to the standard setting. I think that was stability control setting number 2. Don't just bash, blast. well, we're gonna blast and we're gonna see if it's gonna last. Got a little ramp set up, got all the GoPro gear out on a sandy surface. Okay, steering seems nice and reactive. Now, I forgot to take it off 50%, so we are going to 100, and let's see what she does. I'm sort of halfway on the throttle. Ooh. When you punch the throttle, it backflips. So we've got standing backflips going there. Let's try a punch. Wow, wow. On full power, almost uncontrollable. Nice. The other GoPro has just stopped, which sucks. So we're gonna try another little jump here, see if we can line up. Okay, nice, almost hit the GoPro. There is enough stability on these little jumps in the air. See, I can do some air control, so that's all due to this 3S happening. There's so much power that you can really keep this thing controlled. For me, it takes a little bit of getting used to driving the bigger rigs, the 1/5 scale and the 1/10 scales. So we're gonna have to really get used to this one. Launch. Nice. Okay, I'm loving this already. On this terrain, I was a little bit worried that it'd be too bouncy, but it's sort of doing well. Maybe I put the springs a little bit too stiff for these little jumps. Actually, I put the springs on a little bit of a tighter rate for the skate park, where we're like really gonna launch it. You did see the stability control kick in there when it went a little bit sideways off the ramp. So in this circumstance it helps, but I think when you make more air time, it's going to start to be counterproductive. Let's try a really fast pass. All right, here we go. Oh, and it rips. Okay, grassy field. Here we go. Oh, wow. That is quick. And I'm so happy this is working well. On the grass. I was a little bit afraid that it's just too small of a rig to actually to be able to drive on a grassy field, but this is doing really well. And hey, while we're racing, what I'll do is I will change the stability control up to the max level. So you turn the wheel to the right and then you wait for the 4 clicks. There we go, we are at max. That's how easy it is. So that's a really cool setup there by Arma. Now let's see how it does on the speed runs. Whoa, wow, okay. Yeah, you can really see that stability control working. See if we can get it up to full speed without crashing. Ooh. Okay, I had it on full throttle there. Again. It's still speeding up, of course. This field is actually still a little bit too small for the rig. Okay, we're going for a launch. I'm just gonna flat out floor it, see what happens. All right. That didn't sound good, so let's see if all the tires are actually holding up. It looks like they are. Okay, but they were ballooning so much I could hear them hitting stuff. Once again, a little bit more relaxed. Okay, full speed. Nice. And let's bring it back. Well, it corners well with a little bit of power on there. You can see that the bumps that it does hit sort of can tip it over. Like that. Nice. The bottom side is really warm. I can feel, whoa, the engine is like you can just barely touch it still on the cooling fins. And ESC, yeah, also. So I think we are overheating, which isn't real weird. I've been running it really fast on full power for a while now on the field. So in these temperatures at the moment, I think it is around, like, let's say 25 degrees Celsius. We are running it in the shade, but have been running it in the sun for a while. So I turned it off. I did see a little red light flashing here, a little red light flashing right there on the ESC / receiver. So I think we're gonna have to let it cool down for a little bit. So I'll do that and then we'll get right back to it. Okie dokie, we have waited like about 10 minutes. So at this point, I am going to see what happens if we turn it back on, if the red flashing lights stop. We are still on full stability control. Let's see what happens here. Okay, nothing is flashing. So I think we are back in business. All right, let's go. Now, quick pass on. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Now, I'm getting the idea that it wasn't overheating, but that it's just on limp mode now. So I think we have depleted the battery at this point. Now, for a little run in the skate park. Little bit of chassis slap, but oh well. That is to be expected with a little rig. Does well in the air, nice air control. Big chassis slaps. And on wheels. Yeah, it is, but it's stuck in the grass. So that was a big jump. She took it well. Oh no, what did they do? Tire came off. This is why it's smart to put the bigger tires on, or the better tires at least. Everything seems okay, but the wheel is being weird. Nice big backflip. Oep. Maar je moet thuis al wel weer even kijken wat er aan de hand is. It's on wheels. So we know what went wrong. So the tire that actually lost came off the bead a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but in here it's actually sort of the ring, the inner ring is broken. So probably on a landing it destroyed the wheels. This is probably why a lot of people are getting the Proline tires and rims for these cars as well. Okay, so this concludes our run with the Typhon Grom. An awesome little rig. It has a lot of power, super cool to run. In the wet grass, of course, we had a lot of grass getting onto the getting into the drive shafts, so that sucks a little bit. But hey, what do you expect with a car so low to the ground? And actually, I'm stopping now. I could have kept running it at the moment, but the inner part of the plastic wheel on a huge jump off a skate ramp broke, which, you know, that's probably a user thing. Let's leave it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home, order the Proline tires, which, well, I'm expecting more of those, and we'll get it up high in the air again. Jeroen there is
cleaning the Mojave.
What is it? The Mojave Grom. And in a next video, of course, you guys are going to see these two rigs in a heads up versus.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens then, so stay tuned for that one and catch you next time.
Bye bye.
Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it with your mom.